यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मान्तरकृतानि।
when you turn it, yeah, really green.
Dua main.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2.
Yes. Pandit Vishnu, can you raise this a little bit? Yes.
Thank you. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Testing. Shri Krishnaya Govindaya Namaha. Testing. Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you.
Can you please about you can stand for our first artist for this evening?
Om Yani Kani Japapani Janadras Kani Chakani Kani Vinay Shanti Prabhushre
Namaskasye, namaskasye, namaskasye.
humble speech on each and every one of you, wonderful devotees of this beautiful place of worship. As we gather here tonight on the fourth session of this beautiful night of Devi Bhagavatam Yajna, and not forgetting our other side of our family, viewers who have sit in the comfort of their home just to listen to us and partake in our Havan Puja this afternoon, and permission that we are about to get from our Vyasji. As we move on to the fourth session, which is the second set of nights that we celebrate, the three different nights that we celebrate Navratri, that we have passed the 3 nights where we have taken away all that thing that's negative within us. And this body had been soothed so much because we were here night after night as we were taking teachings. So this body had soothed this much now that we have this peace within us, that we want to listen more and more what our Vyas had to give to us here tonight. So as we soothe this body, that we're taking that part of negativity from us, it is that with that patient listening of each and every one of us, and together with our viewers, that our Vyasji here tonight is no stranger to us, that he has visited this mandir in very, so much, I should say, occasions for different reasons, and he's just like a Pandit of this mandir as well. And with open hearts, we always welcome him. He's a Pandit of all of us here, no stranger to us. But I don't want to take this, right now I'm taking his time, which is that I'm not allowed to do. So without any hesitation, I would like to hand you over to our Vyasji. Praise the Lord Vyas Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jayam नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवी सरस्वती व्यासः ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ वीणाधरे विपुलमङ्गलदानशीले भक्तिरतिनाशिनविरञ्च वन्दे कीर्तिप्रदे किल मनोरथदे महारे विद्याप्रदायिनी सरस्वती नौमि नित्यम्। ॐ सर्वशक्तिमया देवी दिव्यज्ञानी स्वरूपिणी। ॐ सर्वशक्तिमया देवी दिव्यज्ञानी स्वरूपिणी। नव दुर्गे जगन्माता प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। ॐ एकदं गजवदन के श्रीमान पंडित जी, प्यारे भाइयों और बहनों तथा बच्चे, आज प्रथम तो मयुस्पार्वम परमेश्वरी जगत जननी भवानी आदि शक्ति दुर्गा माता जी को पवित्र चरण कमलों में बारंबार सिर नमन करता हूं। द्वितीयम, श्री हरिनारायण मंदिर एग्जीक्यूटिव मेंबर्स को कोटान कोटिशय धन्यवाद देता हूं। संत गोस्वामी तुलसीदास जी रामचरितमानस में लिखा है कि भाग्यो नदेन बहुजन्म सवर्जतेना सतसंग मंचलवसे पुरुषो यथावे। संत गोस्वामी तुलसीदास जी रामचरितमानस में लिखा है कि बड़े भाग्य मनुष्य तनु पावा, बड़े भाग्य मनुष्य तनु पावा, सुर दुर्लभ सदग्रंथ तनु पावा, सुर दुर्लभ सदग्रंथ तनु पावा। My dear beloved brother Pandits, devotees who assembled in this beautiful mandir tonight, also for those loving mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters and children who are viewing us tonight, who is online joining with us in performing adoration or celebrating this auspicious occasion which is called Navratri. I take this opportunity tonight as the Vyas in extending to each and every one of you a sincere and wholehearted warm welcome. Also, brothers and sisters, those of you who are at home, who is joining us, we are indeed fortunate to have each and every one of you with us here tonight. My dear beloved brothers and sisters, Durga Mata is the universal mother. And as I said last night, that this divine mother, we observe adoration to her in full for 2 times a year. Navratri is in March, April, and September, October. And why I say March, April, and why did I say September, October? Because sometimes it begins in March and end in April. Sometimes it starts or begin in September and end in October. For those of you who were here last night, you will remember I bring forth to each and every one of you a beautiful katha about a guru and his sishya, a godfather and a godson. Tonight, my dear brothers and sisters, each and every one of us, including myself, we are all in for a treat. We are all in to partake of the kheer, to partake, as we say in English, the sweet rice or the rice pudding, which is the glories of the Divine Mother. But before I go into tonight's katha, we all know that tonight is Saturday night. And Saturday is step aside for Hanumanji. So I shall invite each and every one of you to join with me as we glorify the praises of Mahavir Swami or Hanumanji. This beautiful rendition, Hanumanji pays adoration. He pays salutation to the petal dust of the lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Ram. And let me remind you tonight, my dear brothers and sisters, of the beginning of the Doha from the Hanuman Chalisa, where it says, Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raj Nij Man Mukur Sudhar. There is a very powerful word there. And that powerful word is what we call Nij. Nij means the dust. And Hanumanji is referring here upon the dust at the lotus feet of Lord Shri Ram. And Tulsi Dasji also referring to the petal dust of the lotus feet of Mahavir Swami. Before Tulsi Dasji began to write the Hanuman Chalisa or began to translate the Ramayana, remember, Tulsi Dasji never wrote the Ramayana. Tulsi Dasji translated the Ramayana. Valmiki wrote the Ramayana. And Tulsi Dasji said, Buddhi hina tanujanike. He said, Lord, I am lack of knowledge. Sumiro Pawan Kumar. This is why I sumiran kar you. I surrender myself to your lotus feet. And Tulsi Dasji said, Bal Buddhi Vidya Dehu Mohi. Grant me, Lord, bal, strength, buddhi, knowledge, vidya, wisdom. And so Hanumanji tonight, in this beautiful bhajan, he is paying salutation to his beloved master, Bhagwan Shri Ram. Aage aage Ram, tere piche piche 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 Ram. Ram ji Ram, Ram ji Ram. Ram ji Ram, then we have to make sure we have all the tools to do our job. If we are pandits, for example, we have to have our tools to work with. And what are the tools that pandits are working with? Pandits are not working with hammer, nail, saw, chisel, and so forth. No. Their tools are their books. Their tools are their gharyal, their shank, and their ganti. These are the tools of the pandits. So all the deities, all the devatas, give the Divine Mother one instrument to work with. For example, she has a Sudarshan chakra, a mace in her hand. And that mace was given to her by Vishnu Bhagavan. What is the meaning of that mace or that Sudarshan chakra? That chakra represented righteousness. Then she had what we call the gada, the club. The club, like what Hanumanji had, that was given to her by the great Kuber. And my dear brothers and sisters, the Divine Mother is telling us that we should be having with us what we call leadership in love. We must have leadership. And the tiger that she is seated upon, that tiger means power. That tiger means Shakti. And she is known as Sarva Shakti. She is all powerful. She has the conch. The our Babaji them is blowing. That shank represents Om. It represents Om, my dear brothers and sisters, and that shank was given to the Divine Mother by Varun Devata. Then in another hand, she have an arrow and bow. That arrow and bow represent energy. And that was given by Vayu Devata. The lion, as I said, at one part she's seated upon the back of a tiger, which means power or Shakti. Another time she's seated upon a lion, which means also Shakti. And that Shakti represents Himavant passion. And all of this is committed to nothing else but the truth. Each and every one of the deity have given to that great mother one of these instruments. She is a feminine form. She assumed that precious form, my dear brothers and sisters, which represent awakening. And this Divine Mother never sleep. This mother never sleep, my dear brothers and sisters. We the mothers, in this congregation we have so many mothers. At home, the viewers, there are so many mothers. When a child will leave the home or the house and gone outside, gone for a walk, especially the child gone with a car, that mother will not sleep until the child come home. Isn't that true? The mother will ponder, she will wonder, she will panic. Where is my child? What time this child is going to come home? And she is going to worry. She might doze away. She might take a little nap. But from the time her eyes open, her thought is gone on the child. Let us assume that this child went out from 8 o'clock in the night and 2 o'clock in the morning, this child didn't come up yet, the mother is going to get up and she's going to go and check if this child come home. And you all know this. Every single person today, they have something with them which is very precious. You know, they have a saying, don't leave your home without your Visa card, or your MasterCard, or your Interact. Every individual that I know have something with them that is very precious to them, like their life. And that is the cell phone. Tell me in this congregation tonight who don't have a cell phone. Everybody have a cell phone. So the mother will take the opportunity to call the child wherever he or she is at that moment. And when the child answers, the child going to say, oh, my mother is calling, let me answer. From the time the child answers, the child going to start panic. And the child will ask the mother, when you wake up so late for? You not sleep? Isn't you Babaji?
That's correct, that's correct.
You not sleep? Go to bed, I'm going to come home just now. The mother will still not sleep. But from the time the door opened and the mother here, she said, like, you know what, I can sleep now. But this divine mother, Durga Mata, she do not sleep, my dear brothers and sisters. Her eyes is always open to look at her beloved children that she have in this beautiful world. And my dear brothers and sisters, this is the kind of mother that we have. This is the mother that we should go to. And this is one of the mother that we must surrender ourselves to. Navratri divided in 3 sections, as I said last night. 3 divisions it have. First 3 Durga Ma, second 3 Lakshmi Ma, third 3 Saraswati Mata. But Durga Mata, she had assumed that form with the 8 hands. One of the hand, my dear brothers and sisters, she have a trident, a trishul. And she's saying to us, this trishul that I have with me, it was given by my dear, sweet and loving husband, Bhagwan Shiva. Om Shiva Hari Om Shiva Hari Om Shiva Hari Om Shiva. For the past few sessions that went by, Durga Ma was telling us that I am the mother of the world. And tonight she's saying to us again that, oh my dear beloved children, I am still the mother of the world, but remember, my other half, is no other than Bhagwan Shiva. And Durga Ma, as she assumed that form with 8 hands, which we call Ashtabhujadhari, that 8 hands, she lifted it like this. Why did Divine Mother lift her hand, my dear brothers and sisters? Because she's saying to us that, oh my child, or oh my children, if you want my blessings, well then come and place your head at my feet and let me bestow upon you my blessings. Then when you put your hands together and you place your forehead at the feet of Durga Ma, you know what Durga Ma will do? She will take her right hand and she will put it on our head and she will bless us. And so, my dear devotees, this is what we want. A devotee do not want anything else in this world beside the blessings from the Divine Mother. This reminds me of 2016. Myself and my other half, we went to that beautiful Bharat Desh, Bharat Mata, which we call India. And we went to a beautiful mandir called Mansa Devi Temple. My dear brothers and sisters, to go there, you have to go with that cable car. When one set goes like this, the other set come back like this. And everybody that went there or was going there, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di. This was what they were saying. This was what they were repeating. They were repeating the name of the Divine Mother. Victory to you, O Ma. And this is our bounden duty, my dear brothers and sisters. Our bounden duty is to surrender ourselves to the Divine Mother. Devotees, as I said earlier, for those of you who were here last night, I bring forth to you a very beautiful katha about a guru, a godfather, and a sishya, a godchild, where the guru had left his godson in charge of doing Agni Hotra Puja, or performing the Agni Puja, or adoration to the Lord that reside within the fire. And then the guru told him, he said, my son, I want you to continue to do this because I am going to my brother's house. My brother have another yajna going on, and I would like to attend it. And my dear brothers and sisters, the guru asked his godson not to make the fire out. But unfortunately, the godchild left the Havan Kund, left where the fire was, and he went in the garden to pick fruits, flowers, roots, and dry pieces of wood. And when he came back, the fire was extinguished. The fire was out. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, he began to worry. And then he surrendered himself to Agni Devata, the Lord that resides within the fire. And as I made the statement last night, according to the text, according to this great scripture of ours, that you must have a Brahmin or a Pandit to sit in front of the Havan Kund to perform puja. And if you look in this beautiful mandir tonight, we have 2 talented Pandits sitting with us here, Bhaiya Vishnuji and Pandit Nizirji. Oh, also, and Panditji is here as well. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, there are many other Pandits in the congregation. So all these Pandits, we are blessed and fortunate to have them with us. Pandit Mohan is here as well with us. He was reading a few nights ago, and he bring forth a very powerful katha as well. And so in last night katha, when the fire had outed, according to the scripture, that Sisha, Shanti, he prayed to Agni Devta so that the fire can continue lighting back again or relighting. But then he was afraid of his guru. But Agni Devta was so powerful, the fire god, that from the time the Gajal started the match, the fire automatically started. And Agni Devta asked him, he said, "My child, Tumbardan Mango, ask me for anything you want, and I shall give it to you." The boon that he asked for was, "Let my guru be blessed with a long, happy, and successful life. Let, O Agni Devta, O fire god, bless my guru with Bal, Buddhi, Vidya, Bal, strength, Buddhi, knowledge, Vidya, wisdom, etc." And in tonight's Katha, you will get an opportunity to hear about a very wonderful one. Another great king by the name of Kanitra. Kanitra was a very powerful king, my dear brothers and sisters. He treated all his citizens, all his people in his country very nicely. He adored them, he respected them, he gave them what they want, and finally he blessed them as well. But my dear brothers and sisters, there was one thing that he had missing for in his life. He had a beautiful wife. He had all the citizens of his country, but he didn't have even a son. He didn't have any child at all whatsoever. And let me remind you tonight in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the reason why this king, Kanitra, was worried, because he was saying that when he died, who is going to perform his Anteshti Kriya? This is what he was worried about. Who is going to do his sermon when he leaves this beautiful world? And I know for a fact that tonight, each and every one of you who are here in this beautiful mandir, even for those viewers at home, have the same thing in their thought. That when something happened to us or to me, who is going to do my Shraddh Karma? The Garuda Puran says, if the husband died and there is no son, the wife is allowed. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita says the same thing. The wife is allowed, and even if you have children, the daughter is allowed. The daughter is allowed, my dear brothers and sisters. And if the wife died and the husband died as well, then the son is allowed or the daughter is allowed. The Devi Bhagavad Mahapuran also have that as an authority. So this great king, Kanitra, he and his wife, they did not have even one child. So he decided to go and perform adoration. And he was decided to go and perform adoration to Indra Devta. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, let me bring you tonight's Katha from the wonderful pages of this great text of ours, the Markandeya Puran.
Prayer
Mitra, he decided to go and pray to Indra Devata. Indra Devata is the god of life or the chief of life. So he decided to go and perform penance. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, he had a desire within the fold of his heart. And that desire was, he would like to have a son. According to the Markandeya Puran Katha tonight, he did not say, I want a daughter. He said he wanted a son. But the point is, having any child, a boy or a girl, you have to say, thank you Bhagwan or thank you Durga Mata. It doesn't matter what child you have in the world, my dear beloved devotees. But he specified. He specifically said to Indra Devata, I am going to perform tapasya or penance to you for you to bless us with a boy, a child, a son. And my dear brothers and sisters, thereupon the king went to the Gomati river and he clasped his hands as he seated at the Gomati river to perform tapasya or practice penance or self-restraint, gratifying that all-pervading, supreme, divine, universal Lord by the name of Indra. He wanted to have a child. But he failed to realize it. He failed to realize that he cannot get a child by Indra alone. But you have to pray to the Divine Mother as well. So he sat by the Gomati river. He clasped his hands and he began to pray. Hey Bhavani Ma, Hey Durge Ma, Hey Shiv Shankar Bholenath Re, Rakshakaro, Rakshakaro, Rakshakaro Mahe Sab Hey Gomati River at the bank performing tapasya or penance so that Indra Devata can bless him with a wonderful son. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, as he was praying, as he was performing his tapasya, his penance, there was an Akash Vani. Akash Vani means a voice from the above region. A voice from the above region occurred and say that, O great king, tum bardhan mango. Ki he Rajan, tum bardhan mango. O king, ask me for any boon you want and I shall give it to you. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, he controlled all his organs. But when he heard that wonderful voice from the above region, a thrill ran through his limbs. There and then the king clasped his hands and he bowed. He didn't know who was talking to him. He didn't know who that voice was. But he bowed in salutation. And that voice was from Indra Devata. So he said that if you are pleased and satisfied with me, well then bless me with a wonderful son. Praise be unto you. I thank you for giving me a child like this. But I want a nice, handsome boy. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, while he was praying and performing that austerities with faith, and he said that he would like to have a handsome son, the voice from the above region at that moment occurred, and the voice said, "Oh, Raja Uvach, aputrasya sutomidhastu sarvasya briveta sadachavayasya dharmagridya vritashyati." He said that when you bless me with a son, I want you to bless me with a son with full knowledge, with all the organs on his body. He must be learned, buddhi, he must be very educated, full of wisdom, but he must have a lot of strength within him. I don't want any little boy like who weak and have no life at all. But in tonight Katha, brothers and sisters, you have to remember that God created all of us equally. He didn't make none of us weak and he didn't make none of us strong. He made all of us one level equally. So listening to what the king wants, Indra Devata, that voice said, "Jao tum swasti astu." Go as you ask for such a thing, go it shall be. You shall have a son who will be very righteous, who will full of righteousness, who will be very knowledgeable, who will have lots of strength, and who will have full skill within him. At that moment, Kanitra clasped his hands and bowed again and again to that voice that he heard. Indra Devata, as he said to him that you will get what you want, Indra Dev vanished away. That voice left and went away. But still at that moment, my dear brothers and sisters, Kanitra, the king, he had a dread in his mind. That wonder when this child comes in this world, if he's going to be powerful, if he's going to be learned, he's going to be well versed, he's going to full of energy. He did not have enough confidence within himself. So if you do not have confidence in yourself, how can you have confidence in somebody else, brothers and sisters? You have to firstly love yourself before you love You have to love yourself before you love others. You can't love somebody else without you not love yourself. You have to get full faith in someone before you trust that person. And my dear brothers and sisters, if you don't trust that person, well, that means you have no faith in that person. But I will tell you tonight who you should have faith in. Have faith in that sweet and loving Mother of the universe. Have faith and full confidence in Durga Mataji, because she will never let her children down. She will never let down her children, my dear brothers and sisters. She will always guide them. She will always protect them. And she will always bless them forever and ever. So the king now, he didn't have full confidence in himself. He was a bit worried. And so, after a few hours, this dread, this feeling that he had within him vanished away. It disappeared. It went away. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, that great king, hold on that the Lord by the name of Indra is going to bless them with a wonderful son. So said, so done. He and his beloved wife, they were blessed with a wonderful son. And my dear brothers and sisters, when the child came into the world, what happened? Sagrihanayam sayang rajam pritavishyo balayuni tasya nagarasya jambhuvat roda bahuti kritaha. When the child entered in the beautiful world, the king felt very, very happy. Happiness entered within the fall of his heart. The king was very much full of love. All his affection gone on this wonderful child. But then, my dear brothers and sisters, as the child started to grow according to the Markandeya Puran tonight, after the child reached at a certain age, Kamitra, the king, took his son and his beloved wife, and he said to the two of them, tomorrow I am going to crown this child to be the king of this beautiful country. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, when the moment arrived, he crowned his son. And the name of the boy was Deodat. He crowned Deodat as the king of that beautiful country. But then, the first thing he presented him was a sword. And he asked his father, Dad, why did you give me this for a present? This is the first gift you're giving me, why? And then he said, my child, you are a Kshatriya. Said that you are a Kshatriya and your duty is to protect the country, your duty is to protect the people, your duty is to protect the citizens of the country. And with this weapon, with this sword, you can protect anyone. With an arrow and bow, you can protect anyone. It's just like some of us who belong to Guyana and Trinidad. It's just like some of us who belong to Guyana and Trinidad. You all know what kind of weapon you just get at home, right? You get one cutlass. Well, if you don't get cutlass, you get one cutlass. And if anything goes wrong, especially in the night, and you have that by your head side, for example, you got to grab on to it for sure. So this boy Deodat had the sword on his head side. And my dear brothers and sisters, as the father told him, he said, my child, you have to protect the citizens of this country. You have to protect myself and your mom. And also you have to protect yourself too. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, as he was crowned as the king of that country or that territory, the king was very happy that he had now someone there. But he only put his son to sit on the throne. He didn't only crown him there as the king, but the father had 100% to say while this child was ruling the country. So the father said to his son, he said, listen, you are sitting on the throne, I crown you as the king, but I am also the king because I am your father, and you will have to listen to what I tell you to do. And the very first thing he did was, he told his son, all the other countries that had kings, you have to let them stoop to you. You have to let them adore you. You have to let them respect you. They have to bow down to you. And the child said, yes, Dad, I'm going to do what you asked me to do. And he did. He sent his couriers them out there, his messengers them, to tell all the kings that you all cannot rule your country anymore. I am the king. Hamarajahu. I am the king. I am going to rule all the countries, and each and every one of you will have to bow down to me. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, after this was going on, all the other countries started to go down. Life is not worthwhile anymore. Why? Because those kings couldn't rule their countries anymore. They had to stoop to this wonderful king's son. And my dear beloved brothers and sisters, what happened after all the countries were going down? The great writer tells us in tonight's Katha. Jevatam cha vayashmani chakaram karvadan punyam yata purva mahabhagyayo naridara dritayo karvayo yagye yata sabda vidha hirdayam balam tatva prayakshami balayasya mudikati sadharmatma mahatmanam cha at this moment, everybody in all the rest of the countries, they didn't have any king to rule them except this one king. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, as I said just now, that all the countries started to drop. All the devotees, all the citizens of all the countries become unhappy. But then, the son said to his father one day that, Dad, I am going to walk. And while walking, I'm going to be walking with someone else on my side. So the father said, you're too young, you're not married as yet. Who are you going to walk with? The boy went to his mother and said the same thing. That, Ma, I am going for a walk, and while I will be walking, I'm going to be walking with somebody else. The mother said, my child, you are not married as yet. You do not have a wife or another half as yet. Who are you going to walk with? And he said, both of you fail to realize that I will be walking with the Lord or the Divine Mother. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, the mother and father said to the child, oh dear loving son of ours, do you think God is going to come and walk with you? And he responded by saying yes. So we would like to see that. We challenge you. And the child challenged them. He said, come with me. And my dear brothers and sisters, what happened? At that moment while the child started to walk, the mother was on one side and the father was on the other side. But indeed there was someone accompanying him. And that was his shadow. And that shadow was no other than the Lord of the world. The Lord was accompanying that child, my dear brothers and sisters. And while he was walking, he was not paying any attention to the mother and father, because he knew that the father especially betrayed him to tell all the other kings they cannot rule their kingdom. They have to stoop to him, stoop to his level. And my dear brothers and sisters, while he was walking, what happened? He was praying. And what was he saying? Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma, 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 Jai Jai Ambe Bhavani Ma. that great child, he was repeating the name of Durga Mataji. Why not Indra Devta? Indra Devta give the son to this beloved family. But my dear brothers and sisters, the child did not pray to Indra. He prayed to the Divine Mother by the name of Durga Mata. And my dear brothers and sisters, while the parents was walking with him, he draw their attention. He said, Ma, Dad. He didn't say Dad first. He said, Ma, Dad, dekho. Mata aur pita, tum dekho. Mother and father, Ma and Daddy or Ma and Dad, dekho, look. So they were looking, and while they were looking, what did they saw? They saw the shadow of the boy. And both of them together asked, Son, is this the Lord? Is this the Divine Mother that you were talking about? And he responded, yes. And then he said to them, there is no one in the world that is greater than this beloved mother. And Ma, you are a part and parcel of my life. You are a part and parcel of my father's life. Because without you, the child says, Jivam cha vashavisyanam chakaranam jadana punyaha. Without you, I would have never seen this world, my dear beloved mother. And devotees, let me take you to the material world that we are living in. How many children today is adoring their parents? A few weeks ago, just an example, I was doing a funeral in Montreal. And I was going to perform the 10-day Shraddha. But you know, this is not like back home. That the 10-day Shraddha is done by the riverside or by the water corner. We have to do it at home and then take all the necessaries, all the pindas, etc. to the water. So I told them I will be there to start the pinda puja at 8 o'clock in the morning. My dear brothers and sisters, when I reached at the house of that family, you know what happened? All the sons and daughters were sitting around the table like this. All the children were sitting around the table, and I went in and I said, sit around, everybody. Not even one of them didn't say sit around on it. But what they had in front of them was a paper and a pen. This one is telling that one, look, Ma gone, and Ma, before Ma left this world, Ma said this bangle for me. She said this gold ring is for me, the other one. And I stand up, coming up the stairs, right there, and that peak there, I stand up and I fold my hand like this. And I was listening to them for a good 2-3 minutes. And one of them said, listen, Ma had a big bank account. Ma said this bank account belonged to me and I must not share it and give nobody. And brothers and sisters, it leave me no choice at that moment but to open my mouth, and I said, everybody sit around. And then everybody said sit around by it. I said, tell me something. Why don't you all finish the 10-day and the 12-day Shraddha first, and then all of you brothers and sisters can sit down together and have this kind of conversation. You know what one of the sons said to me? Pandit, sit down, now sit down 5 minutes, I'll be done with this discourse and then we do. You know what I told them? As a Pandit, I said, okay, you continue, I am going home. When are you finished, you call me back. And as I turned myself like this to go down the stairs, they all get up from the chair. Okay, Panditji, come, let me do what we gotta do, and then we'll take care of this. This child, for example, didn't do that. He said to his mother and father finally that, Ma and Dad, Indra Devta, give me to you all. Durga Ma, give me to you all. And I'm going to serve you all as my earthly mother and father. Om Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Bandhu Cha Saka Tvameva Vidyadra Vinam Tvameva Sarvam. Thou art our mother and father. I asked a question last night and I had some wonderful answer. I asked a question that if you have Bhagwan standing here, your Guru is standing here, and your mother and father is standing here, who foot you gonna go and bow to first? And everybody agree with me by saying the mother and father. Because you know why? They are the earthly God. And devotees, if you cannot respect your mother and father as children, if you cannot adore your parents, don't go and adore Durga Mata. Don't go and adore Lakshmi Mata or Saraswati Mata. Don't do that. Because you know what? You might probably get rejected. Because if your mother and father is alive, my dear brothers and sisters, and when they are alive, you cannot give them a cup of water or a glass of water. And when they die, then you're going to take a whole bucket of milk and get a little bottle. Does this make sense? No, it doesn't. You have to adore your mother and father. So the child finally in tonight's katha says, I am going to adore the two of you, O Ma and Dad. And every morning, before he go and sit on the throne, as normal, he will go and bow to the feet of his mother and father. Seek their blessings, seek their guidance and protection. And my dear brothers and sisters, when the mother passed away, the child sit there and he performed the Antyeshti Kriya. My dear brothers and sisters, I know time is going, time is against us tonight. But before I conclude my katha and we go into performing Kanya Puja or Charhavi Prasad with these wonderful brother Pandits around us, I would like to ask each and every one of you to join with me in this beautiful bhajan. Suno meri Devi, Parvat Vasini, Tera Parana Paya Suno. Listen, O Divine Mother. You are seated, Parvat Vasini. You are seated upon the peak of the mountain. You are known as Parvat Vasini. Tera Parana Paya. Take us across this ocean of mundane existence. Pana Supari, Dhwaja Nariyal, Le Tere Bheta Chahaya. Whosoever do the puja of the Divine Mother, and offer palm leaf, supari, dhwaja, flag, nariyal, coconut, etc., that Divine Mother will be happy and pleased with that devotee and bestow upon them her guidance, protection, and blessings. Oh, Suna Meri Devi, Suna Meri Devi, Parvat Vasini, Tera Parana For those of you who would like to perform Kanya Puja at the fourth session at this moment, I'm kindly asking you to prepare yourself as we have the Kanya sitting with us, and these wonderful brother Pandits are performing Kanya Puja. For those of you who would like to perform the puja, can please come forward while we join together in a few bhajans. I shall ask our dear beloved son, Anthony Pasade, to lead us in a beautiful rendition. After that will be Vidya. And my dear brothers and sisters, let me inform you tonight, this wonderful son, Anthony, this beautiful daughter, Vidya, and another handsome son, Anish, along with another great and beloved brother, Satish. The four of them belong to one beautiful group by the name of Amargeet. They are here with us tonight, and I will ask two of them to lead us or join us in a beautiful rendition, please.
Shri
My dear brothers and sisters, this will be the final bhajan for tonight. Before we close with Aarti after this beautiful bhajan, I have a few remarks to make, and then after that we will proceed with Aarti. My dear beloved brothers and sisters, as we are about to bring tonight's sermon to a close, you must remember that Navratri continues. This beautiful mandir will still open for each and everyone to come and perform their adoration. Tonight is the 4th night of Navratri. We still have a few more nights to go. And my dear brothers and sisters, I implore you, as you can see tonight, we have a few wonderful brother Pandits with us. I implore you to give them your fullest cooperation. And the reason for this is because, as my brother Pandit Vishnu said, a few nights ago when I was here, he said that Pandit Hanoman is living in Montreal. Yes, I agree, I am living in Montreal. But Pandit Mani always use a word by saying, Pandit Hanoman will do his katha in French. But it is not so. Pandit Mani is only just making a joke there because he's a dear, loving brother of mine. For those of you who don't know, my dear brothers and sisters, myself and Pandit Mani, we went a long way. We know each other from home, and he can explain more about this. But my point is, as we have a few Pandits among us who are brother Pandits, we must give them our fullest cooperation. And for those Pandits who will be reading from tomorrow night and onwards, please continue to come and join hands and hearts together with him in glorifying the limitless glories of the Divine Mother, Durga Ma, Lakshmi Ma, and Saraswati Ma. My dear brothers and sisters, I sat at the Vyas Gandhi tonight, and I implore each and every one of you, let that love continue to flow. Let that sincerities continue to flow, and let that happiness always be in our heart. For those of you, my dear brothers and sisters, who are at home joining us tonight, I would like to take this opportunity and say thank you all very much for joining us for the past nights, tonight, and for the rest of the nights to come. For those of you who are here in this beautiful mandir, please continue to do so, and I say thank you all very much for coming. And to the sponsor of tonight sermon, or tonight puja, I say Kotisha Dhanyavad. May the Lord Bhagavan Shiva, may the Divine Mother Durga Ma guide you, protect you, bless your home, bless your family. And for the Pandits, may the Divine Mother bless each and every one of you. Praise the Lord Durga Mata ki! Karaho chahiye sab koi. My dear brothers and sisters, a few sessions will be done also by a very dear Pandit of ours, who is the son of Pandit Mohanji. He will be reading as well. So please give him also your fullest cooperation. With these few words, let us all stand, please, as we join together in Aarti, please. The members of this beautiful group, Amargeet is going to lead us in Aarti. Om Sajam Chavarati Sanyuktam Vahinam Yojitam Dhupar Devasya Sayogyam Timirabhavam. Om Jai Ambe Gauri Maiya, Jai Shama Gauri. us all, my dear brothers and sisters, clasp our hands as we surrender ourselves to the Divine Mother. Ki he Mataji, O dear beloved Mother, Tum Jagat Janani ho, Tum Sarv Shakti ho, you are the all-powerful Mother. O Ma, Jata Shakti se binay karo, through your power we bow in salutation to thee. Aapki pujan mein hazir ho, we have gathered to perform puja or worship to thee. क्योंकि वह समृद्ध है और जो पूजा को ग्रहण करो. O Ma, whatever little we afford to offer to thee tonight, we seek refuge upon thee to accept it, O loving Mother. May you guide us, may you protect us, and may you bless us in every walk of life. O Durga Ma, you are known as Sarva Shakti, all-powerful. We as your children surrender ourselves to thee. As we held on upon thy lotus feet, we ask of thee, O Ma, as a child surrender themselves to their loving mother, so we are surrendering ourselves to thee tonight for your guidance, your protection, and your blessings. Of that Divine Mother, by the name of Durga Mataji. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sitaram, everybody. Sitaram, everybody.